That's the wrong one. Alright, we started the stream. What's up, guys? My name is Matt, and today I am bringing with you guys the amazing, the one, the only. You can announce yourself.
The snob, the cop
The-
of the anime community, the one who's here to save anime from its deviance
There
by
you
going
go.
back to retro like 30 years ago. Fuck modern.
Exactly it. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today we were just kind of keeping an open discussion because we were trying to come up with topics to talk about, but we figured we just kind of take ideas from the people who are in the chat and talk about that stuff. But before we get with any of that stuff, I want to ask you a question, because you are like the quintessential YouTuber that I followed, my one of my favorites, because of your sense of comedy, your joking style. So we talked about this a little bit earlier. So why don't you explain your amazing sense of humor?
My humor is called having balls. Because most people want to be so PC these days. Like, don't be mean to others, be friends to each other. And we are so friendly to each other, we are producing nothing but cringe. And I dislike that. I wasn't raised in a PC society. I grew up when we were making fun of the Nazis and the Russians, and this is what I like doing. I like stereotyping everything and making jokes out of it. And since I am older than most of you out there, you freaking plebs, I like certain series, and these series are way better than any modern crap that comes out today. And you have this recency bias where it's new and hyped, so it's good. So this nonsense, they were never part of me. I never had the internet. I never had communities hyping something the moment it was coming out and then overthinking it and all that stuff. So seeing all that stuff in my anime, I was getting pissed. Always, all the time. So I'm just making these jokes to remind people of a better, older time when hype was not the issue. It was actually enjoying something for what it is, not in an autistic way, but based on books. And I always mention books and writing and all that stuff because I think it's the best way to realize there are some rules, golden rules of what is really good. That's it.
Sweet deal. Yeah. So basically, you. I like to call him the content cop of the anime community, because like you said, his comedy style is having balls. My comedy style is not having balls because I don't have a way to do this. And we were talking about this earlier at Chibi Reviews. You like to really hit on that guy a lot, and that's. And we were talking about that. But I feel like mostly that's due to the fact that he's unable to learn from his mistakes, and he's kind of makes himself an easy target.
And I am not afraid to mention it because most people, for some reason, they want to accept him from whom he is. And before you know it, now we have Tokyo Ghoul tards doing all that nonsense. You cannot go too easy on someone. You have to eventually criticize him. Or he's not going to learn. He's not going to grow up mentally. He's going to keep on producing cringe. He's going to make us all look bad in the eyes of everyone who's not an anime fan. I am just trying to help you.
And this is one of the things I agree with you heavily on. So one of my biggest issues with I love Digibro to death. He's a good dude. I enjoy him a lot. My fear with Digibro and a lot of the really big YouTubers is that whether or not they like it, they are kind of like the faces of the anime community. And when they do something cringy or stupid like that contradicts themselves, although they think it's just them, they're actually kind of making the community as a whole look bad. And that's one of the things that hurts me the most for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. When Digi does something stupid, well, he wasn't wrong. He was just drunk. And why was he drunk? Because it's only then when he can be so stupid.
There we
Get
go.
it? So it's like circular logic. We are contradicting ourselves. But no, he's drunk. He's not wrong. He's both. He's both.
There you go. So anyway, like I said, it's an open topic. So if you guys want to submit a topic, go ahead and type it in the chat. We are both keeping an eye on it. But as of right now, let's talk about the Fujoshi. Oh no, the
symbolism, purity, yay!
One of the things we were going to talk about earlier is the drama going on with the freaking what's it called? The new Tokyo Ghoul chapter.
Yeah, the 125 having sex and stuff.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty hilarious. Let me go ahead and get rid of some of my subscribers right now because a large portion of my subscribers are in fact Fujoshi, and I don't know. I think this thing is freaking hilarious. Okay, serious question one. Are you a pleb if you like something but are fully aware that it's false, which means you don't overpraise it and understand why people don't like it? Also, Heisei or Showa? I don't know. I couldn't
Hey,
read the
say
English.
show. He was talking about, yeah, hey, shave my ass. Yeah, it's the periods in Japan before the emperor died and he was replaced in 1920, 1980. No, forget it. It doesn't really matter. The 80s were the best decade. It doesn't mean I have to talk about only for Japan. The 80s were always the best. And I know I'm not a pleb. I used to
Hmm.
be a pleb once upon a time. Now I really like things when they're good. And most old movies, even when you call them schlock, they were honest schlock. Something you cannot see very much today because pandering your audience doesn't make something successful schlock. Okay?
Hmm. Well,
Good
I think
old retro is unapologetic. That's what I always call it. It has to be unapologetic and must not pander anyone besides the director doing crazy shit.
mhm.
So in a way, maybe Ikuhara is the best director there is, but yeah, he's also pandering a lot in sense of fan service. I don't like the sexual type of fan service.
uh, well, okay, I have a question. Did you ever watch Prison School?
Yeah,
Do you approve of that kind of fan service when it's in comedy?
it's trying to be as cringy as possible. It's the cringe type of fan service, which I'm not fond of because trying to be creepy or deviant and then saying, yeah, it's subverting the notion we have most of us when it comes to fan service, and then it says maybe it's unapologetic to the point it's actually good. No, no, I
Hmm.
couldn't see it. I'm way beyond the sexual fan service of any type. So no, I didn't like it at all. It was just being disgusting for the sake of being disgusting. And people were saying, well, that's the point. Okay, thank you very much. Then Keijo is a subversion of fighting shonen, but it's the same problem. Butts and ass and boobs and shit. And it was cancelled, you freaking plebs.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on Keijo, but for me, Prison School, I actually really enjoyed it. I think I think the problem is the Prison School wasn't exactly a subversion. It was just kind of a satire on the ridiculousness of over sexualized females in anime, and they just played that to the ultimate extreme while keeping a deadpan tone the entire time. And I like that kind of stuff because I felt like it was original. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite all time what you call it favorite all
Guilty
time.
pleasure?
Yeah, I guess yeah, guilty pleasure in a way.
And not many liked it. It got cancelled. It was so good, it didn't sell. Yeah,
There we go.
unfortunately, mediocrities are what sell the most. It's the Boku no Hero Academias that sell the most.
There you go. So what's your problem with Boku no Hero Academia? I gotta ask.
It's Naruto for millennials. That's what's wrong with it. If 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 Naruto was like for the emo generation, because that's how I call it, the
Hmm.
early 2000s were the emo generation. Nowadays, what do we have? Crybaby chibis. That's what we have. So here you go. Take that fucked up hero who's like, I want to be a hero. Ultimate power, and then instant heal.
Hmm.
And no tension at all. It's like there are no stakes. Yeah, mach stakes, as my subs keep on saying. No stakes, no tension, no actual missions, nothing about heroism at all. And it's just wangst. It's just wangst. Awful.
I don't know.
Awful.
I have to admit though, I don't watch a lot of shonens, and so my main reason why I don't watch shonens is because it's time constraining. Like you have to like watch like fucking 400 episodes to get into like the first arc or some ridiculous shit. So that's why I kind of really liked My Hero Academia. Is because it like I said, it's a guilty pleasure, I guess, in a way. Is I really like the crazy like over the top fight scenes, the over the top characters, and the stupid ass shit. And I like having that done in 12 episodes versus 200. So that's why I like Boku no Hero Academia, because I feel like most shows where they have well enough writing for that kind of stuff, they would stretch that over like 400 episodes. Whereas Boku no Hero Academia cuts out all the fat and just kind of gets to the parts that we like.
And that's why you see the hero crying so much more at an average than in any other shonen out there, which is like 200 episodes. When you zip it down to the important parts, more angst, more crying, more
There we go.
extreme scenes in general. So, and the extreme scenes are never about tension. There are
Hmm.
no stakes. Nobody's gonna die. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking. They're just having a tournament. Why is everybody hyping a tournament? Tournaments are about sports. Fuck sports.
Okay, so I have a question. What is your favorite anime then?
Of all times.
Of all times?
It's not like I have it number one in the past 5 years. At least 5 years. It's actually 12 now. Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Space opera.
Space opera. Oh god,
Billions of
space
people
opera.
fighting with,
No.
with spaceships in space.
Is there mechs in this one?
No, but doesn't really
Okay.
matter. You could just take the small ships that are piloting them, or you might as well say they're ships.
Okay.
The mech of the ship, they're anything. Doesn't really matter.
I just,
Politics. Hundreds of characters, each one with its own different perspective.
there we go.
Stakes. People dying and not resurrecting just because you want to make a sequel. Can you
Oh, here's a
fucking
good.
imagine that? It's impossible.
Here's a good question. Shinseki Yori. If either have you watched that yet?
Which one?
Shinseki Yori. That's
From the
not
new
Brave
one.
New World. Yeah, from the New World. That's it.
Yeah, it's in my tops as well. Yeah, I even made an overview about it.
Oh, sweet deal. So you enjoyed that anime?
I
Because he was
enjoyed
asking
it
what
for
our
what
opinions
it.
about.
I enjoyed it for the themes. I enjoyed it for the aesthetics. I didn't like it for the plot or the characters. The characters were like cartoon cutouts, just there to mention what is going on in the world. It was all about the setting. The
Yeah.
pacing was slow. The exposition was messy. It's a good show, but you're not watching it for the characters, and most people are watching for the characters, and it's not very helpful, especially when they were time skipping. They had those terribly handled time skips. Stuff changed out of screen. It's like, no, now we're lesbians. What the hell just happened?
No, I have to admit that was one of my favorite anime of all time. Not because my favorite thing about it is the world building. I'm a huge fan of world building, and that's one of the cleanest worlds I've ever seen. Like built wise, like there's almost no holes in how it works. I remember just being like mind blowing because one of the things I like to do is like I like trying to think of like proper ways of how the world would actually be handled in that situation. And in that anime, when I thought about it, like I remember I stayed up nights just thinking about it, and I could not think of a better way to fucking run that world. And it was
Yeah.
just the first time I was truly impressed by how fully scoped it was and how well thought out it was.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of the best when it comes to world building. Beyond that, it's like what, 12 kingdoms? Maybe One Piece, up to a point. We don't have many good world building anime. You know the big joke about Berserk, as much as I liked it? We have no idea about its own map. What is going on in that world? It's like, here's Midland, here's this other kingdom, and there's this other kingdom. We don't even have a map about that. It's like 3 areas.
Dude, one of the most disappointing anime I've ever watched was Number Six. It's a God, it's a yaoi anime.
Yeah. And they're quoting Shakespeare, right?
Oh God, dude, it's so fucking bad. But it's like it's the world building was so well done. Like it was like really well built, and then it
Those
went
trees,
full
man,
on
those
yaoi.
trees. How did they do the trees? I cannot imagine it. Was it like live action, rendered from live action? It was
I'm pretty
amazing.
sure.
It's like, what?
Are we talking about? You're talking about Number Six?
Yeah. I
Okay,
remember
I
the
haven't.
trees in the background being so well rendered. And then there were these killer bees, and we were completely thrown away the killer bees so they can play their stupid theater and hook up like the gay assholes they were.
I know it was fucking. It was the
So
worst
much
fucking thing ever. I couldn't.
pretentiousness, man. It's those pretentious bullshit. That's exactly what I hate in shows like in many movies recently, which were all about this idea, this concept of science fiction. Like was it called? The one where they're trying to save Earth by traveling in space and time. Is like, oh God,
Oh, I know what you're
Interstellar.
talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah, Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
So pretentious garbage. You fucking modern assholes. You know nothing about quality.
There you go, man.
Blah,
You're the
blah,
you.
blah, 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 blah. And then time travel reset. Bullshit.
God damn it. No, I know. I fucking hate that kind of shit. The pretentious kind of. Well, yeah, okay. You know what? I like pretentious when it's done right. When it's like, it's smart pretentious. But when it's like, oh, it's time travel. Like, what does that mean? Shh, shh. You're not smart enough to understand it. It's on
Yeah.
a different level. It's because another civilization in the future built it for you so you could understand it. Like, really? That's your fucking excuse? Okay, thank you. God damn it. Oh, shit.
Brother. Hey, which one's the recent example of a time travel we came to hate? The recent show which ended and everybody hates the ending?
Oh, fucking ReZero. God damn it.
Yeah,
You
I
know, they
was
could have.
going even more recent. It's cartoon, Samurai Jack.
Oh yeah, Samurai Jack. You know, I was never a fan of Samurai Jack. I didn't actually
I
even
wasn't
watch the second
either.
season.
I wasn't
I
either. I could never understand its hype. I could
Yeah.
never understand why people were watching more than 2 episodes of this garbage, which was trying to look like an anime and failed completely. No plot, no tension because we were fighting robots. And he had. I hear that people were saying that in some episodes he had all the liberty to go back in time
Mhm.
several times, but he didn't because he wanted to help out people in the future, even though he was supposed to reset time anyway. So, what is going on in this series? Why was it hyped? Garbage!
I think
17
that
years of being right. That's
I think
what
it's because it's
happened.
just, dude. I tell you, it's nostalgia. This is one of my biggest problems with people who are because you were talking about anime from like the '80s and shit like that. That's my biggest problem with that kind of stuff. Is I do like anime that's older, like some older anime, but it gets on my nerve because some people worship older anime that fucking don't deserve it. Like, okay, I'm gonna fucking get pissed people off. Cowboy Bebop. It is an above average anime, but it does not deserve the worship it fucking gets. It's just one of those shows where it's like, oh my god, like everyone's constantly fucking worshiping it. And you know, I liked it. It was a good show, but it's not like fucking revolutionary. Like it came out what in 95,
No,
97
no, it's
maybe?
98.
98? Yeah, it came out in 98. And back then they're like, "Oh, it's such innovative storytelling." I'm like, "No, like there's a lot of really good films in 98 that just weren't anime, you know? Fuck, it's nothing special, but yet people worship the fuck out of it just because." And I think it's because of this whole nostalgia factor. Same thing with Samurai Jack. Is that when I was a kid, when I was like 8, I used to watch Samurai Jack on fucking Toonami, and I didn't like it back then, so it wasn't a big deal for me. But since they're rebooting it, I know that a lot of people did like it, and that's why everyone freaked out. It's like, oh my god, I used to watch that in Toonami when I was fucking 8 or 7, and now it's like the big reboot century.
It's
This
not
is what
really a
people.
reboot. It's a sequel and finale basically. It's not really a reboot. They just wanted to wrap it up and they did the worst job possible. 17 years of up your ass, you plebs. I was right and I didn't even have to watch it.
There you go. Snob is going easy because Maname is a pleb. Yeah, I'm a total pleb. I'm a scrub. Don't mind me.
Yeah, you're doing your best to improve.
I'm working on it. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting on the your video where I fuck up and I say something stupid and you make a video called fucking was it TAS cringe Maname Matt says some stupid shit on a video. Wasn't paying attention because he's a fucking pleb.
Yeah, if I ever unstuck myself and keep on watching the same 3 people and making videos only about those, maybe your turn will come.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's see. I actually didn't care about Samurai Jack when I was young, but started to appreciate it more when I rewatched it when I was older. Stop. Get Tekken 7. I suck at those games. The fucking fighting
Why
games.
would I do that? I don't give a shit about Tekken. No
I don't
plot.
know.
You want to talk
There's
about
the,
plot in beat 'em ups? There's only Mortal Kombat and recently Injustice. There's nothing else when it comes to plot. Let's not kid ourselves.
all right, well, let's go ahead and take some more questions. So, if you guys have a question, please leave it in the comments down below. You can ask anything, by the way. It doesn't have to be anime related, I don't think. We agreed that we just fucking answer anything, even stupid shit.
How can you
Okay.
make good OP characters? You don't. Next question.
There you go.
Uh, I tried
No,
watching Samurai Jack and I fell asleep.
I think one. Okay, so OP characters. So this is a writing plot device. You can make a good OP character, but you have to make a good OP villain to match them. So I think a good example would be Batman, Dark Knight. You can kind of think of him as an OP character, and Joker specializes in fucking up Batman's day. So if you make
Joker
like
is
an
a
OP,
troll. There's a difference between being an OP and a troll.
well, I think the idea
Joker
is
was a complete troll because it's like he read the script and knew at every moment where everybody would be standing. So
Mhm.
it's like he had the precognition of the future or something. So no, it's a fake type of OP in the sense that it's all according to plan. It's like everything works out, even though I'm the master of chaos. It's like he knew what everybody will be reacting like, what everybody will be like. And yes, he was wrong at the end when those prisoners in the ship refused to blow up the other ship. That's a big twist which I like in the movie. But yeah, it's not really an OP. Something closer to that would be Superman versus Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, but
I don't know if you keep on following the comics or the cartoons. Lex Luthor, as a typical man, physically, keeps on trying to use his intellect to frame Superman or defeat him with his own in his own game and stuff. So he's a lot closer to what it comes to an OP villain in the sense that he's trying to be charismatic as opposed to just being OP or like Gary Stu.
I think my point is that you can build a good OP character, but in exchange you have to build. I don't think okay, maybe not an OP villain, but a villain that specializes in fucking turning the OP their OP powers against themselves, like something that really can fuck them up. Then I think that adds to it because you have this character with so much power who can't fucking do anything against them. I'm trying to think of a good show that's done this. I know it's been done a few times.
I hope you don't mean Psychopaths, because
No,
Makishima was
not fucking
supposed to.
psychopaths.
Uh,
I don't even want to talk about that fucking anime.
uh,
That's another one. That one, Your Lie in April. Don't even fucking get me started on that.
I don't see how many are in the chat right now. I don't see the number.
It's right here.
I don't see it's covered. It's covered up by by your picture actually. Anyways, it's okay. How many?
My bad.
What's the number?
50. We're at 50
50.
people.
Ah,
Yeah.
see, more than expected.
Yes, more than expected. Everyone should just make an anime snob video and see how many end up in a cringe video. Ooh, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll pull a couple of YouTubers in, and we'll all make a TAS anime cringe snob version. Let's see. What are some other good questions they can ask you? What's your opinion on this season? Oh, my bad. I got it. What's your favorite show this season? Because I know you're keeping up with just about everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite show this season?
Rage of Bahamut, the second season, of course. Why is this even a question? It's obviously the best. It's way better than the first season. It subverts the cliches of the first season and makes it even better. Everything feels darker, more like, well, now we're taking ourselves a bit more seriously. They even took out that stupid joke about the girl who keeps on blushing and turning into a dragon, which is so cringy at first. Now, not even that works. I keep on thinking that everything is now about to fall apart and new stuff is going to happen. It's like, I love it. I love exactly like that. It's well animated as well. It's finally a good fantasy anime without being about cat girls and bullshit. Yeah, it has its own share of fan service, but it's typical fan service. It's not the maids and cat girls and all that shit we have in modern anime. It's not ReZero type of fantasy realm where it's a bunch of stereotypes from Japan throwing in fetishes and crap. So yeah, it's easily and obviously the best anime of the season. It's not Attack on Titan. Fuck that garbage.
Oh
Is
my
everybody
God.
still defending Attack on Titan as a
I
good,
think.
well-written manga? I'm not even going to talk about the anime because they are anime for the anime onlys, even though they don't exist. It's supposed to be a mystery. Anime onlys, my ass. People downvoted my April 1st April Fool's video on me spoiling everything on the first episode about what's going to happen this season. It's like, geez, it's not as if it's April Fool's or you have read the manga like 3 years ago. I don't know. Anime onlys. If you're anime onlys, why the fuck are you watching this video? Anyways.
Or you can just
So,
like fucking put together the really obvious facts of what the fuck's going to happen. I remember sitting there and my brother watches a lot of anime and he was like, "Oh yeah," because he's watching the dub. I was like, "Man, I wonder who the Armored Titan is." I was like, "Are you fucking serious? How have you not figured this out yet?" I watched episode 1. I'm like, "Why are these two characters the main characters now? We never saw him." I'm like, "Oh shit, he's a fucking Armored Titan." And I was like, "I guess the tall one's the fucking Colossal Titan or something." And then sure enough, I was like, "Oh wow, I was completely fucking right. Who would have guessed?"
yeah, and
Oh, here we go.
the revelation was so like uninteresting. Like, oh, by the way, it's us. We are the Titans. Like, okay, moving on.
I gotta disagree with you though. I actually kind of like that twist. I thought it was because I was expecting like a big reveal, and I like the fact that it was just kind of casually thrown out there because I feel like that caught me off guard, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh
I thought that
yeah,
was
now
pretty
you're
cool.
talking like who was the killer in Erased? There was only one suspect, and it caught you off guard because you didn't expect it to be the one guy that everybody suspected because it would be too obvious.
Hmm.
That sort of twist. Okay then, I can work with this. I can work with this. Okay, let's see. This appears to be a bottle, but it's not really a bottle. It's actually a club. You didn't expect this coming. It's subversion.
It's a
Get
really
it?
shitty club.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's.
here we go. We've got a good question. Hey, Snob, what anime reviewers do you actually respect?
Do I respect any reviewers at all? The last one I was really laughing at used to be Demolition D from a completely ironic perspective.
Hmm.
But people which I actually respect as reviewers today and still being active, I don't think there is anyone left.
You don't
I
like
think
Last
we all took
Reflection?
the easy. There was a guy named Panther on AniTV, but he went inactive many, many years ago. He was also great, making the best ironic reviews. He was my inspiration.
Hmm.
There used to be, I used to like Bennett the Sage, but then he became repetitive and I didn't like him anymore. I used to like Mr. Blinkett for his Star Wars, but yeah, they stopped using this gimmick because it got old. There's nobody in general which I like for his reviews. I don't really love someone for his reviews. I mean, I'm watching Movie Bob because he's been very honest, but everybody hates him for his political ideas.
Hmm.
Um, Sometimes I'm watching Angry Joe, but it's mostly for the small theatric plays he has for every game, the costumes and skets he plays. It's not really for the review itself. I'm not a gamer. I don't really care for the
Hmm.
games. I'm watching Zero Punctuation, although it's just for the jokes. I have no fucking idea what's going on in the game. I'm just watching it for the jokes. So no, there's no actual reviewer I love today for being a reviewer, which will make me understand what's going on. I'm my own favorite reviewer because I'm really saying what I think about the series. I really know what I'm like. I don't like about a series. When I said I don't have to watch Samurai Jack to hate it, I was right because everybody agrees with me. There was no plot, so there's no point to waste me watching 4 seasons of episodic nonsense. And the fifth one, which everybody said, well, this is plot, everybody hated the ending for the time reset. Therefore, I said, well, I knew it was going to be a time reset, so why would I watch it? I was right. So there you go. I'm
I have a
subverting
que-
expectations of a reviewer.
Did you like douchebag chocolate?
Yeah, I used to like him. Yeah, I mean, when he was active, I don't. It's not like
Yeah.
I lost faith in him. He just gave up on anime. Good for him.
Yeah, it's. I feel bad for him though. I mean, because that's a lot of the bigger anime YouTubers. I talked to a few other one. One of my good friends, Adil from Anime's Balls Deep. He talks about how freaking hard it is to keep pushing through and keep making content after like 3 4 years.
Especially
So
now, it's not a very big medium and it's dying out at the moment because people are just saturated. They're moving to more interactive medium like video games, so they're going to modern cartoons, which are kicking ass out of modern anime. So there are so many more alternatives, even live action. I mean, just when you see the next Walking Dead and Game of Thrones season beginning, who's gonna give
Game
a
of
shit about
Thrones.
the anime after that?
I
You
don't
want to
know. I
make
mean,
real big
I feel like
money out
anime
of
is growing.
episodic reviews? Start talking about that garbage, which are also garbage, but are still gonna have 50 times bigger fan bases. You're gonna have more views by talking about the cringe in Steven Universe or any
Hmm.
other Fujoshi garbage out there. The more cringe topics you have, the more views you're gonna get.
Hmm.
That's what I noticed. It's not really about the series. It's all about the meta. It's all about the themes of transgender, gender fluid, LGBTQ, 55 different genres in a row. Bullshit of Generation Y. And it's not even millennials. When the hell this Generation Y begin? I was so stuck and thinking that we were still in the millennial generation, but no, now we're having Generation Y. Why is there Generation Y? What happened?
Millennials are end at 1994, and Generation Y is 1995 to 2015, I think. There's actually like a whole science to it, I promise.
Science.
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
it
real.
makes
There's like
sense.
actual stuff behind it. But I don't know. I agree with you on that a little bit. I can't say too much. Like I said, I don't have those kind of balls you do, the balls of steel to talk shit about people. I have a lot of friends who are in the anime reviewing, the episodic reviewing thing, which personally I have a distaste for as someone who tries to push out relatively high quality content at a decent pace, and then I see guys who watch an episode of anime, talk about it for 15 minutes on their webcam, post it, and then get 5 times the number of views I get. It hurts a little bit. But other than that, you know, that's how the fucking system works now.
Gohan is amazing. Gohan got a power up. Yes, yes, yes. 26-year-old man. Boruto's gonna unlock his eye technique. Eye technique. Look at me. I'm for Neverworld. I'm 26-year-old. And I'm still talking about Boruto. Yes, yes, yes. See, where are the balls of you saying that? Who has the balls to say that?
You, not me. I can fucking. I talked shit about who was it one time? Talked shit about fuck. God, the biggest fucking anime YouTuber right now. I don't
Mystic
know.
Connection.
Not Mystic Cronexia.
The anime man.
No, the fucking
Who
guy.
is the biggest one of them?
No, I know they're the biggest. I'm not talking the most well known, I guess. Digibro. I talked shit about Digibro once and it pissed off a few people.
He's
Like,
hardly
Jesus.
the biggest. Even
Oh no, he's not
TikTok is
technically
bigger.
the biggest. I think he's the most famous though. I think
Famous
most
my
people
ass.
know about him.
Famous my ass. He's the most famous drunkard in the anime community, perhaps.
He's the most well known, infamous, famous, same difference, man. I mean, look at you, man. How does it feel to be one of the most infamous YouTubers on the anime YouTubers on the site?
Even
There you go.
infamous fame.
There you go. See, now you're agreeing with me. God. Anyway, man, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here. We try to keep these relatively short. We're at 31 minutes, so we're at a pretty good timestamp. Thank you so much for joining me. If you guys, obviously, most of these people in the chat are your fans. So, if there's any of my fans over here who want to go subscribe to you, and who by some ungodly powers have not already,
And give
keep me
money to
some
my
great content.
Patreon. And buy my
Yes.
book.
You have a
And
book?
pay me to make requests.
There you go.
And many, many more other things.
He's crazy. He has balls of steel, and trust me, I mean that. Go check him out and watch all of his shit. Thank you so much for joining me, man. You're fucking amazing. I think you're fucking funny as shit, and keep doing what you're doing. All right.
I don't plan to stop unless YouTube completely dies. And then I have VidMe.
I was
I'm
about to
also
say,
on
you have-
VidMe.
There,
I
there you
plan
go.
to
You're
move to
also on
Dailymotion because I'm going to be milking 5 different platforms at the same time. Yay!
video. All right. Anyways, this is Anime Matt. Make sure you guys say, man, go watch that goddamn
Damn
anime.
anime. Yeah!